everyone was talking about the Kansas game last night, that this result got a little bit overshadowed. Louisville beat NC State 118-77 last night. That is a real scoreboard. Holy crap. Michael Brown Jr., 45 points, 10 of 16 from 3. Those are 2K numbers, folks. Him and Ryan Conwell. Ryan Conwell's a baller, by the way. You could see it at Indiana State. Those two guys combined for 76 points. NC State had 77 points combined. Those guys shot 15 of 22 from 3. 68%. NC State's a good basketball team. They were on a 6-game winning streak coming into this game. They'd won 8 of their last 9. They're not scrubs. They're projected on the 7 line. And look what Louisville just did to them. And I thought it was really interesting that Pat Kelsey kept a bunch of his starters in pretty much the whole game. I mean, like, watching the second half of that game was like watching, honestly, an NBA All-Star game. NC State sort of just gave up. Blow-bys happened. No one really cared to go help side. But I think he kept the starters in, primarily keeping Michael Brown Jr. in to give him some confidence. And this is what I'm going to talk about in the video, okay? Since Michael Brown came back from his lower back injury, he is shooting 32% from the field and 9 of 33 from 3, which is 27%. 18 of 55 from the field. So the confidence isn't necessarily there. He's in a shooting slump right now. Louisville, coming into the year, was a top 10 preseason ranked team. I'm not going to sit here and say that Louisville's been like a complete and utter disappointment. No, that's completely overselling it. But they're sitting on the 6th seed line, maybe 7. That's a little bit disappointing. You look at this team and you're like, I probably expected a little more. Wherever Louisville gets seeded, they're going to be underseeded. This is not, in any measure, a 6 seed that you want to draw in the tournament. Because the reason why Louisville maybe is slightly underachieved this season is because Michael Brown Jr. has been injured or on a slump most of the year. And the Michael Brown that we saw drop 30 against Kentucky, he's not been that guy since he's come back. So this result for Louisville is huge for them to see Michael Brown dropping 45 points. Because I think this result, what we saw on the court from Michael Brown, shows that Louisville as a team has not come close to reaching their full potential yet. Hey guys, it's the College Sports Guy here. Hope y'all are enjoying this video. If you are, please feel free to like and subscribe. And, if you have any video ideas or any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I can't promise I'll make a video about every single comment. But hey, if I really like some of them, I will make a video on it. Anyway, back to the show. This is a team with an extremely high ceiling. And if Michael Brown is fully healthy, like we saw, because he hasn't been himself. He looked like himself last night. Out of his slump, this is a team that'll jump up maybe to the 4 or 5 line and can really ruin a 1-seed season a lot earlier than people thought. And on the end of NC State, I think this matchup was like oil and water for them. NC State's tallest player is 6'8". They're one of the shortest teams in the country. They don't have a single guy averaging more than 0.8 blocks per game. They're 235th as a team in blocks. Teams shoot 51% against them from 2. Not very good. So, as a result, you don't have a rim protector. Creates a need for help defense. Help side defense. When someone blows by you and there's no one else. Like Kansas has Flory Badonga. That makes a huge difference for their defense. NC State doesn't have that guy. Well, you got to go help side. So you got to crash in the paint. You have to leave open shooters. And because of that, teams have shot 35% from three against NC State this year, 276th. Well, terrible matchup for them once you realize that Louisville takes the fourth most threes in the country and makes the fifth most threes in the country. They also average 87 points per game. They also play extremely fast. So a lot of why Louisville blew them out, yeah, Brown and Conwell, those two guys were just on another freaking hemisphere, another planet. But a lot of it is because Louisville got so much dribble penetration. I mean, Michael Brown is one of the best ISO scorers in all of college basketball. And Ryan Conwell, along with Isaac McNeely too, is one of the best catch-and-shoot guys in the sport. That's a pretty lethal combination against a team that doesn't have a rim protector and gives up a lot of blow-bys already and gives up a lot of open threes. So, Louisville played their game. They got out in transition routinely. This is one of the fastest teams in Division I, okay, if you look at the tempo stats. And that is where Pat Kelsey and this team thrive, running and gunning. And two, another thing that I realized, once you get into a shootout against Louisville, it's extremely tough to beat them. I don't know many teams in the country that if the game turns into just a shootout, run and gun, we're talking like Texas Tech, Oklahoma with Patrick Mahomes and Baker Mayfield type game. I don't know if anyone can beat Louisville. Maybe there are at least very little teams. So NC State started doubling, and because Louisville has so many good catch-and-shoot guys from three, Louisville just started draining threes like crazy. But in all of this, I think the biggest thing we learned from this Louisville team is there is a lot of potential that this Louisville team has that has not been tapped into yet. And if Michael Brown is fully healthy looking like this, he just gets some reps in before March, because he's been hurt, and they get comfortable with each other, look out. Because this is a team that if you get into the wrong type of game with them, they will outshoot you. And they will run you out of the gym. Good teams, too, like NC State. So I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of the season, Louisville is a 4 or 5 seed, and whoever that 13 is and that 5 is and that 1 is looks at them and says, dang it, we don't want any part of that team.